Hello everyone, Sapphire here, and we are week 6 of our Sirdar Crochet Along. We're going to be adding the border, so the finishing touch, to our summer picnic blanket. We're going to be working in rounds and rows, and we're not quite done with learning a couple of new techniques here, so we're going to be showing you how to make a zigzag stitch that works into the pips, and we're also going to be showing you how to finish off with a scallop. And then I think I say it's all my favourite. This is definitely another one of my favourites on this blanket. It's our little teeny tiny mini Pom Poms. I'll show you exactly how to make those. And then we're going to be making our larger Pom Poms. They are at the end of our blankets there and at the top. I've made 6, but if you have extra yarn, go ahead and make more. More is more in my opinion. Let's go Pom Pom crazy. Super primary school memories here. Simple to make. I will show you exactly how to do it. You just need 2 card cutouts, and the template is going to be in your pattern anyway, and you'll be able to achieve the exact same size. So let's grab our hook, let's grab our iced pink and start with our first round of double crochets all the way around this blanket, and get in the zone of just enjoying every last stitch, because this is a simple crochet therapy process to finish off our crochet along. So we're just going to start our border by neatening up all of our edges. So we're just starting in the top right of our blanket. This will be just after we've finished our cherries. Joining our iced pink. I'm just going to slip through that first stitch, chaining 1 and adding 1 double crochet into that same stitch. And we're going to add 1 double crochet into each stitch along until we get to the next corner. So my panel is much smaller than the blanket, but I will show you what we will do at a corner when we get to it. So imagine we are almost at the very end of our top row for our blanket. This will be our 170th double crochet to make. And just pop a double crochet into that stitch. And because we're creating a corner, we're going to chain 2. And then we'll be working down the edges that aren't as flush or as easy as the tops and the bottoms, and I'll show you how we'll do that, but we just need to create the corner first. So chained our 2, going to add 1 double crochet back into the stitch that we've done previously. Turning our work. So again, mine looks a bit higgledy-piggledy, but yours will be flush along the edge-ish, more like this. And we want to roughly add 1 double crochet into each gap that you can see with your trebles. That's roughly 2 double crochets for each treble. And where we have a double crochet, I would add 1 double crochet, etc. We just need these edges to be even, so whatever stitch count we end up with at the end after we've completed our double crochets, just need to replicate that again on our right side. So I will show you how to finish up once we've gone all the way along our left side. We complete our double crochets after a corner for the bottom of our blanket, and then we're working back up again on our right side, and I will meet you back at this join to show you how we join that corner. So we're just getting to the end of our right side of our blanket with our double crochets, neatening this edge. So just finished the last few, approaching our corner. And we just need to remember for each of our corners to add 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. But since we've already got the double crochet from where we began, we're just going to create a chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch to close there. And we can tie our iced pink off. So now we've got a nice neat
blanket or neater than it was previously, and each row we're going to add will just build on our border. We're going to attach the yarn into our top right corner with pink. And we're going to just add a chain 1 and then 1 double crochet into that corner. And here we're going to be doing something we've done previously, which is our pip stitch. We're going to chain 1 and then skip a stitch and then add 1 double crochet. So we're chaining 1, skipping 1, adding 1 double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet into the next. And we repeat this all the way until the next corner. So we're greeted with a corner. We're just going to add 1 double crochet and chain 2 into the corner. And then down our left side of the blanket, we're going to complete the pip stitches, again chaining 1, skipping a stitch, and then adding 1 double crochet into the next. Complete that all the way around, and I'll show you what we do to complete this corner back at the top right. Okay, so we're getting to the end of our full round of pip stitch all the way around our blanket, and we're working up the left side, chaining 1, skipping 1, working our double crochet in the next, repeating this until the corner. Then we're chaining 1, adding a double crochet into the corner space, chaining 2, and since we've got our double crochet already in there from where we began, we're just adding a slip stitch to close. And we can tie off our pink. So for the next few rows, we're just going to work in our what we refer to as the short side, so that's the top and the bottom of our blanket. And we're going to be working something called a zigzag stitch. So using our iced pink, just going to add this to the chain space by bringing through a loop. Chaining 3 to start, and adding 1 treble crochet back into that corner space. Now we're going to work into the chain 1 spaces for this row. So we're going to add 1 treble crochet into the next chain 1 space. And then we're going to chain 1. And we're going to do a 2 treble crochet together across 2 chain 1 spaces. This creates the zigzag effect. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the chain 1 space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over and drawing through 2. And now we don't want to quite finish that stitch. We want to pick up the next chain 1 space. So we're going to yarn over, pop the hook into the space, pull up a loop, yarning over, drawing through 2, then yarning over, drawing through all 3 loops on the hook. Now we would like to chain 1 and repeat again. So we're going to chain 1, but we're going to go back into the same chain 1 space as we worked our last stitch in. So we're going to yarn over, pop the hook into that stitch, the space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, drawing through 2, and then we want to work the next. So we're going to yarn over, insert the hook, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, drawing through 2. We now have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through. And as you can see, we're starting to create that nice zigzag effect. So chain 1. Again, we're working across the 2 chain spaces again. So we're yarning over, inserting the hook, drawing up a loop, yarning over, drawing through 2, and then working the next. And we just repeat this process until the next corner. So we are at the next corner now. Just need to add our 1 treble crochet into the corner. We're chaining first, skipping a stitch and adding our 1 treble crochet into that corner. And we just close off our pink, iced pink there. So we're joining our Cupid colour into the top right of our blanket, working into the top of this row, and then we'll repeat the same for the bottom. We're not working into the sides here. And we're just going to chain 1 and work 1 double crochet into that same stitch. Then we're going to chain 1, skip the first stitch and work 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. We're going to chain 1, skip the stitch and work 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chaining 1 again and finding the next chain 1 space to add our double crochet into. And we're just adding Cupid coloured pips across the top of the row. And repeat this all the way till the next corner. See, and then we've done our chain 1, and then we're going to add 1 double crochet into that chain space between our corner and the last treble crochet, and then we're going to add 1 double crochet into the very last treble crochet of that corner at the top left. We can snip our Cupid colour and tie a knot. And we're joining with our pink, working into the top of our work again. So we're going to add our pink into the top right corner. We're going to chain 3 and add 1 treble crochet into that same stitch. And now we have a chain 1 space. We're going to work 1 treble crochet into that chain 1 space. And we're now going to complete our zigzags as we did before. So we're going to chain 1, 2 treble crochets, 2 chain 1 spaces together. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the next chain 1 space, pulling up a loop, yarning over and pulling through 2. Not quite finished with that stitch yet. Yarning over, inserting into the next chain 1 space, drawing through 2 and then yarning over and drawing through all 3 stitches on the hook. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to yarn over, insert the hook into the same chain space that we did previously. And then into the next. yarning over, drawing through all 3, just to create another layer of those zigzags all the way to the end of our corner. So we're now working into our long sides of the blanket. That's the right, left and the right, if I can get those correct. And we're going to work in our iced pink. So just imagine I'm starting at my bottom right corner here. Going to attach our iced pink. We're going to chain 3. And we're going to add 1 treble crochet into that same stitch that we joined into. And this bit's relatively simple. We're going to add 2 treble crochets into each chain 1 space, like a granny cluster, but a baby version. So not 3, we're just adding 2. So yarning over, inserting into the space, just add our treble crochet and another. We are not chaining in between each, so we're just adding 2 treble crochets into the next chain 1 space. And we repeat this all the way to the next corner, and then I will show you how we handle where we've added our additional rows for the top and the bottom. So we've added our 2 treble crochets into chain 1 spaces all the way along, and we've reached the corner. And just to keep it neat, we're going to add 2 treble crochets into that corner. And then we need to add 2 treble crochets just where we've added our Cupid from our top row or on the bottom. Finishing with 2 treble crochets into the very top of our treble crochet from the last row of the short side. And here we will tie and knot and weave in that end later. So we've created our border all the way around, and we're now about to add some lovely orange scallops. So we're now going to work into the top of our blanket and the bottom again with our Clementine. We're just going to join in the very top right corner. So this is weird, it's like joining into the side of a stitch again, but you can just pop the hook through wherever feels right and join your yarn, leaving an end to weave in later. Now we're chaining 1, adding 1 double crochet into the top of our treble there, and another 1 double crochet into the bottom of that treble, so you've got almost 2 spaces to stitch into to keep it nice and neat. Then we're adding 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then again we've got another stitch, so we're adding 1 double crochet, and where we have a space we will add 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. We just repeat this all the way to the next corner. So we are at our corner and we're just adding 1 double crochet into that very last stitch, but on your blanket you will be met with the same treble crochet situation that we had at the beginning. So just make sure you're adding 2 double crochets into the side of your treble to finish this row. And we're going to turn our work. Now to complete our lovely scallops, we're going to add chain 1 and add 1 double crochet into the first stitch. We're going to skip 2 stitches and work 5 treble crochets into the next stitch. So we have something like that. We're going to skip 2 and add a double crochet to the next. We're going to skip 2, add 5 double crochets into the next stitch. Skipping 2 and adding a double crochet into the next. And we repeat this all the way along the top of our blanket, and then again we will mirror these 2 Clementine rows on the bottom of our blanket. So we're just coming to the end of our row. We've got 2 stitches to skip, and we can add our final double crochet for our scallop to close. If you end up with 1 or 2 extra, don't worry, just make sure that you're getting your double crochet into there. You can hide a couple of extra stitches if you need to. Pulling up a loop, and then we can weave this end in later. I'll just show you these lovely scallops on top of this pink, and I love how the orange just pops following our Cupid and our pink rose. So we're just finished our top and our bottom of our blanket with the shorter rows, and we finished our lovely orange Clementine scallops. And we're now going to work some mini pom-poms along the longer edges of our blanket to finish. And we just want to start our blanket in the bottom right-hand corner where the scallop starts for this side. Now I can't do that because I'm starting halfway through, but if you were starting, you just make sure that you're picking up from where the scallop ends. So we're joining our yarn, which is iced pink, for this section. Chaining 1 and adding a double crochet just to anchor that stitch down. And then we're going to chain 5. And we're going to skip 3 sets of our granny clusters and add a double crochet into the space in between. And again, we're going to chain 5. We're skipping 3 clusters and working a double crochet into that next space. Again, chaining 5, and we repeat this all the way until the next corner. Working at our last corner, we just want to chain 5, and you can see that we've got 3 sets of grannies to skip, and we can work our double crochet to finish in the very first Clementine double crochet from that short row to keep it nice and neat. And we just tie that and ready to weave that in a little later. So we've finished our scallop for the top of our blanket and the bottom, and we've worked our chain 5 spaces along both long sides, ready to make our lovely pom-poms. So if you'd like to complete the pom-poms in the same colour sequence, just refer to your pattern. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to show you a pom-pom in Cupid. So we need to find the centre stitch in our chain 5 spaces, and that's going to be the 3rd. We're just going to attach our Cupid colour there, chaining 3 to start. And then we're going to add a 3 treble crochet cluster into the same stitch that we joined in. That's yarning over, inserting the hook, yarning over, drawing up and drawing through 2. Then we're going to yarn over, insert the hook, yarning over, drawing through 2. We have 3 loops on our hook. I'm going to repeat that one more time. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, draw up, yarning over, drawing through 2. We have 4 stitches on our hook. Just going to yarn over and draw through all 4 of those stitches. Now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to work another chain 3 treble crochet cluster into the bottom of that chain we've just made. Yarning over, insert, yarning over and drawing up a loop, yarning over, pull through 2, yarning over, inserting, drawing up a loop, yarning over, pulling through 2. Complete that one more time. I'm going to yarn over and draw through all 4 loops. Now we're going to flatten our pom-pom's quite flat. We need it to be more ball-like. So we're just going to fold the pom-pom back on itself and insert a slip stitch into the very first chain that we join into. And then we can tie this colour off. And the ends are going to be totally worth it, trust me. Every single colour is worth it, and there's a very easy way to weave in these ends. It's as simple as adding your yarn needle to this and then hiding the end directly through our pom-pom. I can show you quickly. So we have our yarn needle. Just going to add one of the ends and find the centre of our little mini pom-pom. We can just hide the end directly through the pom-pom itself and give it a snip. And again, hide this end directly through the pom-pom, snipping, and then we have one little pom-pom. So we're now going to make a pom-pom to add to the top of our blanket. We've got 6 at the top and 6 at the bottom. And we're just going to use simple card cutouts. So these are 8 centimetres in diameter. And when I was at home, I just used a beaker to cut these shapes out of a delivery, a parcel packet, whatever you've got, Rice Krispies, whatever, as long as it's nice and sturdy, we can use them. So we need 2 of those in the same. And we make a sandwich. And we're going to get some length of yarn ready. It may be easier to take a smaller ball of yarn to keep weaving this round. And we just start winding our yarn around. This should be familiar if you've ever done this at little school. This is where I remembered it from. Just keep going all the way around our donut. You want to keep nice, even layers. So the first few, you'll have a bit of gaps, but that's fine. Just keep going. You want to build it up, so you get to the end and then you go back on yourself and then again, just keep going until you have something that looks like this one we made earlier. It looks a little bit like a croissant, but we've got our lovely orange and we're just about to finish up our pom-pom here. So we want it to be nice and full. And we're going to get our scissors. So I find it easier to have a length of yarn ready to tie because it'll all become fingers and thumbs if we're not too careful. So get some yarn ready so we can tie this. And we want to find the space in between those two cardboard cutouts. And we're going to just cut along all the way. Careful not to lose any of our yarn. Just all the way around. If you're finding it hard to find the middle, just again open it up ever so slightly, but be super careful. We don't want to open it up too much just now because we need to add our yarn there first to catch all these little bits. And I'm holding with my thumb and my fingers just so we're not going to lose anything. And this is where it's handy that we've already cut our yarn ready. So keep your pom-pom nice and still and find the center between those two cards. We want to just wiggle our yarn in there, wrapping it all the way around. We're going to tie one knot very tightly here. And then I'm going to give it another wrap because this is going on the border of our blanket, so we just want to keep it nice and tight. So again, wrapping it around, giving another knot. We'll do a double at this point. It doesn't give it any harm by giving another wrap just to keep it nice and secure. So go around the opposite way with the other side. Again, anchoring with another couple of knots. Just getting caught on my card there. Just undo him. There we go. So, moment of truth. Let's remove our card and give it a bit of a wiggle. So, I've got quite a sturdy card. I've accidentally ripped it, but oh well, we can make some more for our next pom-poms if we need to. Using this one as a little template. So we've got a nice big pom-pom, but it's not quite round, so we need to go in and give it a bit of a haircut. So we're going to go in and just where it doesn't look quite as neat as we'd like it, trim around so we can make a nice round pom-pom. And we do this all the way around. Now, I have been known to give my pom-poms too much of a haircut, so just make sure you're not going too far with it. Keep checking, giving it a fluff, seeing what it's looking like, and then stop when you think you are happy with it. So we've got some more longer edges here. Give it a trim. It's quite therapeutic hearing those scissors snip, snip away. Give it a little ruffle. We have a few more bits here. Looking fairly round. Maybe the odd snip, snip. I think I'm okay with that one now, so get rid of this. And we've got our nice long ends so we can attach our pom-pom to our blanket. So just using our yarn needle, attach one of our long ends Now there's no right or wrong for placement of these, but if you want to keep your blanket to the same look as mine, just follow your pattern for the colours of pom-poms you need to create and the placement in the top of our blanket. And I'm just going to add this first big pom-pom into the top of our blanket here in the corner, just to cover these stitches. Simply just going to pull the yarn through. Now stitching into a pom-pom is pretty tricky, but the more you do, the better, because you want it to stay nice and flat to your work. So you're just going to pop that yarn straight through, being careful not to pinch any of the little fluffy bits that are out at the top of our pom-pom here. We can go back in and then through the back of our work, the other side, pulling that nice and tight. And we just repeat that 4 or 5 times, just so we're happy with how secure that pom-pom is, hiding the end by going all the way through again and snipping just about flush with the rest of the pom-pom. And there we have it. So if you've been wondering this whole time what is tattooed on my middle finger, it is in fact a accurate centimetre tape measure. So we'll just double check it with our Sirdar tape measure. If I can find the end, that is. So we've got 1 centimetre to that gold, 1 centimetre. So the most useful tattoo I have 6.5 centimetres, and the best thing, I have inches on the reverse, and it's perfect for if I'm checking my gauge for when I'm knitting or if I'm crocheting along and I just need to check something very quickly. So definitely the most useful tattoo I think I've ever seen, and I have it on me.
So that's it. I've shown you how to add the border to your summer picnic blanket. And I've also shown you how to add our little teeny tiny pom-poms and our big fluffy pom-poms. And I cannot wait to see everyone's finished blanket. I hope you've enjoyed this process as much as I have. Feel free to pop over to Instagram. My Instagram is Spit Spot Stitches to share your finished blankets and to see what I'm up to next. And I am very excited to see where you all take your picnic blankets. The most important thing about having finished something like this is what we're going to do to use it. We're going to have some lovely picnics in the summer, hopefully with our loves and our loved ones, and make some awesome memories this summer. And I will see you all another time.